tell about the preparation so far before going to Uzbek?
Yeah, so we just arrived back from Hanoi 2 days ago, and I decided to give the players a bit of a break so they could spend time with their families before we depart. So today will be the first session back, and we'll have one more session before we depart on Friday.
Okay. So is it possible you're making some, like a friendly match before, or you will go straight to Uzbek?
Yeah, look, it's very difficult time-wise. It's only a short time that we have, and these players have played 6 matches in the last couple of weeks, so it's been a heavy workload, and for me it's just about restarting again the next 2 days before we travel to Tashkent, so unlikely that we'll have any friendly match.
Okay. So can you tell about the Aziz, because before this, in the last match you dropped him, and so how so far his injury?
Yeah, so Azri was ruled out for medical reasons. He's on the recovery now, so I believe he will be fit enough to travel with us to Tashkent. So that's good. That's positive news, and it'll be good to see him back on the park. But he did have an injury that ruled him out of the last game, but I believe it's on the mend, so he should be okay.
Can you tell what is the injury that Azri had?
Yeah, he copped a severe bruising on the hip when he clashed with the striker. So, he was almost limping around in the last few minutes of that match against Vietnam, and he soldiered on to his credit and finished the game. So that was great, but he wasn't able to back up for the next match.
Okay. So the players before this, Noah in your team, right? The Noah. So do you have a plan to bring him to the Uzbek, or you will stick with the team?
Look, Noah made a good impression when he came with us last month. However, we're still waiting on his documentation. The passport process has taken some time, and again, we're cutting it fine with time at the moment, so it's still in the balance. I want to give him every chance to join the team, but if his documentation isn't processed in time, then we'll have to go without him. But he did make a good impression when he was with us last time.
Coach, you say you will keep this team for the Uzbekistan, so you will add more players like maybe Ramadan or Hongwan not call up for the senior team to join you?
Look, we'll look at the best players available. And this group has obviously been together for some time in this SEA Games tournament, and the door's always open for new players, so we'll have to decide before we depart on Friday what the best group to take with us is.
So what you said just now, so that maybe there is some additional player, will you bring a new player to the Uzbek?
If players are available, the door's always open. And having said that, these players that have been with us the last few weeks have also worked very hard and worked tirelessly in the previous preparation, so they deserve every chance. But if there's a player that deserves and warrants selection, then we'll look at that.
How about the other player, the mixed parentage player like Kobe J and maybe Wan Kuzrin? You add your plans or not?
I've spoken to Wan Kuzri, and at the moment we're not in a position to bring him back. You mentioned Kobe J. I've got a lot of time for him, and we've communicated with him and his manager a lot over the last 18 months or 2 years. We've been in touch with him and his agent, but until he gets his documentation also, he cannot be selected. So as much as I believe in him as a player, very good talent, if he can process his documentation, then we can look at selecting him. But until that moment, unfortunately, he's not available to us.
Coach, as you can see, you 10 goals considered in 6 games. So maybe you change the plan for the AFC Cup to bring back for the back 3 to emphasize more wing back to help the defense line.
Yeah, look, I think what we can say from the SEA Games is that we've learned a lot in this tournament. It's put us in good stead for the AFC tournament. I don't think we need to change too much. There's a little bit of fine tuning we have to look at perhaps, but I don't really see that we have to make any major changes.
Okay.
So coach, what do you see after the SEA Games? What do you see like need to be improved? What department that need to be improved?
Look, I believe in general the performances were all quite good. The team was very resilient. We saw in that match against Vietnam, for example, in the semi-final, we changed a few things and the players really stood to their task and performed very well. And it was a shame that we were defeated in the extra time. So a bit of a shame there, but you know, in all the games we created a lot of chances. I think if we could convert more of those chances in front of goal, then obviously we would go a lot further. But that's something that we're looking at, and the boys and the players are aware of that. We just have to continue and work hard in trying to resolve that.
Okay, last question, coach. Before the Thailand has announced their team, like some the overseas player come into the Thailand team. So do you think that maybe like Thailand or will be your tough opponent, or maybe you think that
Look, it's Thailand, Vietnam and South Korea, so they're all very good nations in football terms, and you know, for me it's hard to split them. We just saw how good Thailand and Vietnam were in the SEA Games, so we expect similar. And South Korea is a giant of Asian football, so we can't take any game lightly.
Okay, coach. You beat Thailand 2-1 with 10 men and Vietnam in extra time. So the coach Pak Hang Seo and the Paul King also resigned. So do you see this is a chance for you to in the FSC Cup?
No, well, the two coaches from the other countries, obviously they're senior team and they have assignments during this moment. So they won't be handling this tournament, but you know, for us, I'm more focused on our team and our playing staff. So we'll continue to work on that and prepare for the games accordingly.
So do you see South Korea in the biggest opponent in this group, and do you confident to get at least top 2 to qualify the group stage?
Yeah, well, that's our aim. You know, of course we want to progress outside the group. So you know, we'll analyse the opponents and we will approach the matches as any other against good opponents. So it won't be easy, but of course we want to progress outside the group.
Okay, for my last question is the Lokman in 3 goals and Arifai also 3 goals in SEA Games. 10 goals in 6 games overall. So do you see that our attacking is good for the FC Cup? Do you okay with that? You happy?
Yeah, look, I'm satisfied with the players that we've got, and I believe we're improving. I believe in the SEA Games we only got better the longer the tournament went. So looking forward to the AFC Cup, I'd like to think that we will continue to improve and be very competitive.
All right, coach, thank you.
Okay.